Hello, hello, ladies. Hi, Noher. Hi, Shahinez. Hi, Sana. Welcome, ladies. How's everybody doing today?
Hi, Dana. How are you?
Good. I'm good, good, good. Alhamdulillah. Is everybody...
Alhamdulillah.
Hi, Sana. Everybody ready with your questions? I have nothing to say to you today. So it's all up to you today. Let me know what your questions are. We can go ahead and start. So if anybody's ready with questions, Noher or Shahinez or Sanat, raise your hand and we'll take it from there. No one? Sanat, go ahead.
Ladies.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Try to put the camera on. Hold a second. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Good.
Missed you. I missed a few sessions. Yeah. Actually, my question is like for last night, I was invited for dinner. My mom's over, so there are lots of dinners. And then I ate some rice. So what I did today, I thought, okay, what about I do juicing for the day? I had my smoothie and I did some juicing, but for dinner, I ate like animal protein with veggies.
Yeah.
Is that a good idea?
That works. Generally, doing like more juices the next day or juicing day after a meal that you think is not optimally healthy for you, that's a good way to balance out, like to crowd out whatever it is might have happened with the meal that you know doesn't really work for you that well. Yeah, perfectly fine.
And I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't feel anything at night. But then I thought, okay, because I'm cutting off all of these things, so I thought maybe I should do that because actually it's 2 nights in a row. I had to eat rice because my mom is over and all of these dinners, and sometimes you don't find everything you want to eat. So,
Right.
and it's something I like.
Right. Yeah.
So I ate. Yeah, so it was in yani, I ate. Now, another question. Why didn't I lose any weight since I started? I don't have much to lose, but still I'm wondering why.
So that was going to be my first question to you, which is how much do you need to lose, right? So if we're looking at
3 kgs.
Yeah, so that your body's not really, you're the one who wants to lose those, right? Your body's not feeling the pressure to lose 2 or 3. Like when you're that close to what's referred to as an ideal weight, although technically, actually, nobody knows what an ideal weight is. But let's just, for argument's sake, pretend that it's a fact, an ideal weight. When you are that close to it, you might not be needing to lose that weight at all. Your body's not feeling any pressure to lose that weight. What you might need to do, what would make a difference to you is, because lots of times we'll see that you might lose inches or that your clothes might get loose, but you're not actually seeing a number shift on the scale. So in that case, if that's not also happening for you, then we need to look at, right, stress levels, sleeping patterns, workout.
Most of the things like stress, the normal thing. I don't have anything special. Like it's just like the normal daily stresses, nothing really outstanding.
Well,
And sleeping,
I mean, but is
I still
is
have the
this,
same patterns like before.
hang on, one by one. So you might think it's normal because this is it's your baseline
No.
stress level, right? It's not like you're dealing with like something really sad or like a trauma or something awful happening. No, you're just dealing with the regular everyday things that you've gotten used to as, right, this is just what I have to deal with every single day. But that doesn't mean that that's okay for the body. Just because you've been handling it and just because you've been dealing with it, maybe for many, 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 many years, right? When you're constantly in a state of, remember when we talked about how cortisol, how is raised in the body and how it's like your fight or flight hormone. Basically, if you're in a continuous state of fight or flight, or there's also two other options, which is freeze or fawn, right? That keeps your cortisol levels high. That keeps you in a constant heightened state, even if it's just what you've been doing normally. Like you've not increased the sources of stress in your life, let's say. They're the same things, maybe work, maybe relationships, maybe finding that balance, maybe whatever it is for you. So you need to take a closer look at that. How many times during the day do you find yourself forced with a situation where you either have to make a quick decision, or if you constantly feel like you need something to distract you, or if you constantly feel like you need to hold your tongue and not say something, or if you constantly feel like you're just, putting out fires all the time, even though you've been doing that regularly, that's a heightened state of cortisol in the body. So that's one, it could be that. So I just want you to pay attention, just because you said it's normal. There's nothing different. It's my normal. So I want you to take a deeper look at your normal. Okay. The other thing I said was sleep, and then workouts.
Sleep. Workout, I'm doing the same, whatever I was doing before, like almost every day I have an hour in the morning. And I walk 1 hour and I do a Pilates or yoga in the morning. So that's...
Is your goal with the weight loss to see a different number on the scale, or is it to...
No, actually, I just gained a bit where my clothes are a bit tight around the waist.
Okay.
So it's not comfortable. So
Okay.
I'm not a size bigger, so I can, so it's a bit uncomfortable in my clothes.
Okay.
So that's the main thing. So I just was wondering, it's not a big issue, but I was wondering, why didn't I lose these two?
For me, from what you're telling me, 2 kilos, 3 kilos, your body's not feeling it. It's not needing, doesn't need to, right? We're the ones who want to lose those.
Happy with its whatever is not.
Yeah. Especially, right, if you're not feeling any kind of symptoms, or you've reduced symptoms or reversed symptoms, like you're feeling good. Like there really is nothing for the body. Like it's not working to heal something also. So if it's done with that and overcome that, then it's like, well, you know what? We've overcome the symptoms. We've reduced the symptoms. We've, ticked all the boxes that we needed to get ticked. We're good to go. I work out, you work out every day, you lead a healthy lifestyle. So there's no pressure. That doesn't mean that your desire to feel better in your clothes is not valid, right? So there's a way around that. I would say if you've been doing the same workout again for at least a year, maybe you've been doing it longer, then it might be time to shake it up. Like the body needs something different. One thing I've noticed lately is I used to walk, but just like on my own, like just go outside and walk, like a daily walk. And then after I gained weight after my father's passing, and I went back to my workout routine that I had always done, it didn't work. So like my regular walking plus the workout I do weren't working anymore. So, and I kind of discovered this by coincidence. It was getting colder. So my husband was like, well, and I was like, oh, it's cold. I don't feel like walking this morning. You get lazy. And he's like, well, he goes to the gym. He's like, why don't you just come walk on the treadmill instead? And I'm like, I hate gyms. I hate treadmills. It's so like stark. It's so, like sterile. I don't like gyms. He's like, well, you know what? It's too cold outside and it's going to get colder. You're not gonna be able to go walking anymore. So come to the gym. So I went. And then I got on the treadmill, and I haven't been on a treadmill. Like they've become really advanced, right? It's like a computer screen. And all of these things I was tinkering around, routines, I don't know what. And then I came across something that says weight loss, and I was trying to lose weight. So I clicked on the weight loss routine, and the maximum was 40 minutes. I clicked on like a mid-level level, and I did that. And even though I was walking 45 minutes to an hour on my own outside, what I did on that treadmill was nothing compared to how I walk by myself. So I don't know if you're walking on your own or if you're walking on a treadmill. If you're not walking on a treadmill where they have these pre-programmed, like you don't have a choice, like you have to speed up, right? And you have to go up on the incline and like you just have to follow the program. And I've been doing that for 8 weeks now. And the same work that my workout hasn't changed. I've just shifted how I walk and I've seen a huge difference. I don't have a scale, so I can't tell you how much I even gained, and I can't tell you how much I lost, but my clothes are back to being normal fit again. So this goes for everybody. Like at sometimes you just need to shake up your workout routine. And I thought my walking was fine. I've been doing it for many years and I love walking outside. And it was also my time to be outside. And then I realized, wait a minute, there's a much more effective way. Like in a way, I was kind of not on purpose, but I wasn't working out enough walking by myself. So consider that, or if you already do walk on a
good
treadmill,
idea.
consider one of the different.
I'm walking outside because now the weather is nice in Abu Dhabi. But
Yeah.
Maybe I should shift to treadmills. But I want to share. I've taken a lot of your time, but I want to share something. That the only health issue that I ever had was high cholesterol, and I always refused to take statins. And I did my regular test, and for the first time in like 5 years, my cholesterol is lower, much lower. So that's a good achievement.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So
True.
you see, your body is it's like we're good. Your body's happy. You know, cholesterol solved. Any kind of mini issue you had is solved. You're working out. So now we're just looking at shaping, really, is what you're talking about. You want to shape. So
yeah,
experiment with different types of workout. I know I did for many years, just stuck with one workout because I just loved it. I didn't want to do anything else. And then I realized, you know what? There are other workouts out there. And just because you love one thing, you know how I always say something can be working for you, but 5 years later down the line, it might not work for you anymore. So open yourself up to trying different workouts.
Yeah, actually, my workout is very diverse. Every day it's different. It's a different thing. But maybe the walking I can change. I don't do much cardio, so maybe I need to do more cardio.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome, and I'm so
Thank
happy for you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, who's next, ladies? Raise your hand if you'd like to go next. Remember, is just questions today, ladies. Only questions. I'm not teaching anything. I'm just here to answer all of your questions.
Hi, Dana.
Hi, Sally.
I didn't really prepare anything, but I want to ask about the headaches I get. I don't know, I became very sensitive in the way if I break my really routine, very healthy routine, I automatically get headaches. Yesterday, I thought I ate healthy. I went out with my kids and husband, and I enjoyed it really, really much. And I had a salmon with the sauteed vegetables and a salad with just olive oil. And I had a ginger drink with the fresh orange. He said he made sure it's fresh orange with ginger.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe I tried a little chocolate in the end, and the fruit salad. I mean, so why did I get headaches? I'm not sure what I had. I tried a little bit, just a fork of chicken they were eating, okay? And another fork of sushi, one sushi kida. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Dana, it's nothing. And I have the headache, and now I still have it, you know? Because the eating time, it was approaching 9:30.
Okay.
You know, this is not the usual. And then when I came at night, I don't know why I nibbled on some salad at home. It was a crazy day for me.
They happen. Here's probably, I mean, if you had eaten the same meal at home and you had made it at home and you'd had this combination at home, then I would tell you that it might be too many different things that your digestive system had to deal with all at once. Too many, even if it's one bite of this, one bite of this. But because you ate outside, I'm going to go with oils, right? Every single restaurant, even if you're ordering your sauteed vegetables, your grilled salmon, even if they might have told you that they put olive oil in your salad, all of the restaurants everywhere use the cheap corn oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, you name it. Maybe they didn't put it in your salad, you would have been able to tell, but definitely in your veggies, definitely in your salmon, definitely in everything else that you've eaten. So this is the biggest culprit when you are eating out, even when you're eating super healthy, even when you're having just something grilled and sauteed vegetables, and you come back and you have a headache or you have a reaction and you have diarrhea or something, it's the oils.
But I became very sensitive. I mean, just because a big variety of healthy food would cause a headache. Now I'm having still, it went and then it came again now. And I noticed this is the only drawback I get when I eat outside or when I eat. So remember when I started eating the fish for 4 days?
Yes.
Fish, I get headaches, but it's really irritating because I just put the oil and I take nothing. And I was wondering, it's good to feel our body and all this, but do we become very sensitive to...
Your body just becomes really good at communicating with you, right? Really, really good. Like this works and this doesn't work. It's something that with time, as you strengthen your digestive system, I don't know if you remember in one of the videos, I talked about the first time I ever detoxed and how 3 months after my first detox, I was at a birthday party and I had cakes and cookies and my reaction was so strong that I went home and slept for 3 hours from the dizziness and the headaches and everything. But now, after 11 years, right, it's about the cumulative effect. When you do this long enough, you rebuild your gut biome, right? Right now, it's not strong enough, perhaps. It's still, lots of things are irritating it. As it gets stronger, and the longer that you do this, you're going to find that less and less that your body is going to communicate that something's not working. Your body will be able to, because our bodies are really strong. With the problem is that we've just, out of no fault of our own, weakened it by everything that we've eaten, right? So now you're still in the phases of rebuilding it and strengthening it back up again. At some point, you will be able to go out and eat and have minimal reactions. I'm not going to say zero, right? Because it also depends on what you're going to go out and eat, but minimal reactions. And it will, I remember when it happened to me, it was like, oh, wait, I didn't get a headache this time. I didn't have to go and sleep 3 hours this time. It will be one of those light bulb moments when you know that, oh, wow, okay, so it's a sign, like a visible proof that my system is getting stronger.
But it takes like 6 hours to show, it didn't show. It's almost 3:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock where it starts.
It can take anywhere from 10 minutes to 3 days. For your body to show a reaction to something that it's not able to process, it's not able to absorb, it's sensitive to something inflammatory. 10 minutes to 3 days. So actually, in theory, then it could be something you ate the day before, right? But I mean, technically, right? Except that this was the thing that you did differently, right? But it could be.
No, surely not. It's the variety, the big variety.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Shadeen. Hi, Dana, we missed you. I missed you too. I got ashwagandha powder from Blessed Journey Herbals and I'm adding it to my morning smoothie. I'm doing a full teaspoon. Any thoughts on how much I should add? Teaspoon is perfect. That's what you should stick with. And ultimately, I should do it for 3 months. Yes, stick with 1 teaspoon for 3 months. Because it is an adaptogen, it takes time for your body to adjust where you're going to start to see the benefits, but you're doing it exactly how it should be done right now. Yes. Sandra, go ahead.
Hi.
Hello.
Ever since we officially finished the program, I did not actually, I wasn't able to follow the plan as is. I don't know if I was like, I got bored or the emotional eating. I don't know which one it is,
Mm.
but anyways, I can't get back on track. Even if I start my morning with the with the morning routine and the drinks, and then I do have the things prepared, but I choose not to eat them, and then I go eat something else. Maybe bread or a chocolate, a bar of chocolate. But not in big quantities. Like, I mean, like I don't go for a rice or pasta. It's just these two items, chocolate and bread. And that's it. I don't know how to, like, I know like technically we're still in the program, so which frustrates me because like this is when I actually want to follow this. So later on my own, I can still follow it. So yeah.
So you said something really important. You said, I make my food and it's ready, but then I choose to go have bread or chocolate. So if we're talking emotional eating, right, you don't really choose. Emotional eating is very powerful. It sort of takes over and it kind of leads you, and you just kind of do whatever is there, you take it. But you said I choose, which means it's a conscious decision on your part. And this is a good thing, okay? Because it's not just you giving in or being weak. No, this is you making a decision. And this is part of the process, right? Whether we're together inside the container of this program or not, you are going to have to hone that skill of making these choices for yourself. So when you went and chose the bread, and it's very specific, right? You chose the bread and you chose the chocolate. Can you tell me a little bit about why it was so easy for you to choose one or the other?
Why it was easy? Like, I mean, they're available in the house, you mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, we have like this stash of chocolate, so it's
Okay,
and
I'm gonna
yeah.
interrupt you right there. This is for everybody. Nobody needs a stash of sweets and chocolates in their house. Nobody. Everybody, this is so common. Everybody has like a drawer or a cabinet or something, right?
Yes.
Has chocolate and sweets and treats. If not for you, for your children. This is setting your children up for one of the worst habits that they could have. It sets them up for the sugar addiction. It sets them up for emotional eating, because whether you're aware of it or not, you're reinforcing some type of emotion with a reward. So either they were good, they did their homework, they listened to you, they took their bath without crying, they're getting ready for bedtime without, a big deal. They came home from a great athletic practice. So you give them, I don't know that this is you specifically, Sandra, I'm saying in general.
No, I get it.
So you give them a cookie, a chocolate, or whatever. Or if they don't cooperate at bedtime, they don't cooperate at bath time, they don't do their homework, they don't get a treat. So this is how emotional eating starts. That having that something where they're using food either as a punishment or as a reward. And the easiest way to do that in a house, and it seems like so many people do this, there is a stash at home. Moms will either hide a stash for themselves so that when they're upset and they have a breakdown, they can just go and grab something from their drawer and eat it in the bathroom. Or there's the stash where the kids know that when they're good, mom's going to take something out of the cupboard and give it to them. So get rid of it. You're not going to go and reach for something in the stash if it's not there. That's the most basic, right? That's the most basic step that you can take to reprogram this habit that you have. It's just not to have it so readily available.
Okay. And do you have any other thing about the
other thing with, okay, so when you said the program officially ended, the program doesn't end, right? Healing your body and eating in this way doesn't have an end date. The only thing that's ended was my 21 days of instruction. And then when we finally close the group in April, what's going to end is our time together as a community. The program, in terms of how you're feeding yourself, that doesn't just stay within the program. It doesn't just stay between January 14th and April 4th. That's just our container together. That's just our time together. The way that you're eating now, and this is why you haven't yet convinced your critter brain that this is a temporary process. Your critter brain still believes this is temporary. The first 21 days were finished, and I don't know if you heard the class where I warned everybody around this, that with the first stage ending, it's going to be very, very common that many of you are going to feel a sense of relief that the 21 days are finished. 21 days are just me being the instructor finished. 21 days was not you ending the process of healing for your body. So what will it take, Sandra, for you to start to internalize this way of eating and living, that it's not about 21 days and it's not about what's going to happen when we finish in April? How are you going to internalize this? Like, what will it take for you? Whether that's thoughts, it always starts with thoughts, right? That's the most important thing you're going to have to change. But beyond thoughts, what will it take beyond thoughts, beyond habits, beyond your beliefs, in order for you to wake up and say, this is just the new way of living for me?
But I've been doing this for a year now. Like, I already started January of last year. So I mean, like, it should be integrated into my, like my routine now. It's been a while, and I do like for example, I like so many items are off the list. It's just these two items that are like stubborn for me just to get rid of: the bread and the chocolate. That's it. But I
Okay,
don't know.
so let's think. Well, chocolate, right? Chocolate is a magnesium deficiency, always.
Yeah.
Right? When somebody can't stop eating chocolate and it's not really emotional, let's say, like you're not eating a lot of it, but you still need it, then we're looking at a simple magnesium deficiency. So are you taking magnesium?
I actually stopped last 2 weeks. Yeah, I stopped.
Okay, so bring the magnesium back in, the tablets every single day. Take them.
Tablets, I was using the spray, the oil.
For you, I'm going to do both. Okay. So
Okay.
you're going to take the tablets, and then at night, you're also going to do the magnesium oil spray.
Okay.
Okay. So give that a few weeks, and that will, and you're not going to stop. That the magnesium is something you're going to keep taking. When we fulfill the body's deficiency in certain nutrients, certain cravings go away. Bread, however, there's nothing really in bread that the body needs. So this one could be emotional. It could be just habit. The bread is just there. You've just gotten used to having it there. It could be that if it's just a one-off, then we really have nothing to worry about. If you're having bread every single day, that's a different issue.
Mainly, to be honest, it's after church. So, like it's a correlation thing. Like after church, I want to get Urbon. And so it starts from there. And then, like you don't end with one. So I eat with what's left with my kids. So I can be like 3 of them. So, yeah.
And everything else is going fine?
Yeah. I eat the salad, I eat the protein, I eat the more or less, yes. Not with the schedule, like it's off, completely off. I don't eat, like, for example, 3 apples a day. No, it's only 1. But I eat the dates, I eat nuts. That's it. I mean, like, not even like I don't even have vinegar or like peas or anything. Like I only like I'm sticking to actually the more like like the 3 days after, and like except for the nuts. So yeah, it's just these 2 items that I mentioned. I'll try.
Obviously, no, I mean, this is something you have to have every week, right? Like you can't, I mean, it's important for you to have it. It's part of your spiritual practice, right?
No,
Like-
it's not. No, it's the one that's after church. No, it's not. It's not actually necessary at all.
Oh,
It's just no. It's the one that you have after church. It's
Mm.
no, and you don't have to have it at all.
okay.
It's just in my brain. I used to have it every, like since I was a kid. After
Okay.
liturgy, you have that. So it's like it's just in my brain. So I just
Well, if it's also something you've always done as a child, you've connected it to something really important in your life, which is your spirituality. Are you feeling a resurgence of any symptoms as a result?
No, I had reactions from I had a pizza. Yes, I had a reaction even on my skin. I had that.
Hmm.
But with the bread, I don't have anything. I don't know.
I'm gonna say, let's not worry about it too much.
Okay.
I'm gonna say,
Then work on the
I'm gonna
magnesium.
say go with it. I'm gonna say go with it, right? If it's a conscious decision you're making, don't overthink it and don't stress about it because that's gonna make it worse.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, like from everything you're saying, like, yeah, the pizza is a bigger problem than this. Okay.
Yeah.
So see what happens when you don't create a story around it.
Okay.
If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Okay.
Okay. But definitely take the magnesium for the chocolate.
Yeah. And sorry, I missed the beginning of the Sana. She asked a question if she's eating something like 2 days in a row, she goes with the juicing day.
Juicing, yeah. I was saying that that's an easy way for any time you have something that's not optimally healthy for you, and maybe even for Sally, she's not feeling well. The next day you would help to sort of crowd out the food that really is not working for you by upping your intake of juices the next day.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Hang on, there are some questions in the chat. Karen, I still have some emotional eating needs. I choose carrot or night will make peppermint tea, little honey. Is there any other snack ideas? So this is great, right? Because we're never going to be rid of the emotional triggers 100%, right? The problem is not the emotional triggers. What we want to be conscious around, what we want to work on is how we react to the emotional triggers, right? How our perception of these emotional triggers and sort of where they lead us. So the fact that you still have emotional eating signs, Karen, this is perfectly normal. We're human beings who have many, many emotions. There's no way you are going to ever be rid of this 100%. And definitely choosing carrot, peppermint tea with honey. I always have a fruit salad in my fridge, and it's sweetened with honey and the recipe that I gave you guys. And it hits the spot all the time. The other thing that I will do is the gluten-free crackers from Gourmet, but this if I'm not careful, I can overeat these. They're pretty good. So the gluten-free crackers with like hummus or something as a dip, definitely that's something. Dates are great because they're so sweet. They're gonna hit that spot if you're craving something sugary. What else? Dates, fruit salad, and the crackers. Yeah. Let me know, Karen, if that works. Sanette, freshly baked bread smell is irresistible. Reem, hi Reem, hi Dana, hope you're well. Just had my first period after 2 rounds of cleanse and it was completely different. Definitely less bloody and felt like it was almost not there. I was energetic and I was able to work out. So can't thank you enough. Oh my gosh. Yeah, for those of you waiting for evidence in your cycles, I know it can be very frustrating because the first cycle might have been even worse than what you're used to. It does take patience to get through the cycles. So I'm so happy for you, Reem. I'm craving some coffee or tea now after 1 month with no caffeine. So can I start having like 1 cup a day, for example? I know what you said about milk and hormones, and I'm okay with milk alternatives, but was wondering what about free lactose goat's milk between now and then? Okay, so Here's the thing, you've just started to see these results, right? You've just started to see an easy period, almost not there. Coffee is one of the biggest triggers when it comes to hormonal imbalance. And one of the things that can tip this incredible progress that you've made can tip it the other way. It might not. So we can experiment with this. If any of you want to introduce coffee, it's been a month already, no coffee. Okay, so definitely 1 month now, if you want to reintroduce coffee, this is the way to do it. Never on an empty stomach. So it's always going to come after your breakfast, after your celery, lemon water, celery, and smoothie. Or if you're having a fruit salad now, or maybe you're having some of the recipes from the hybrid, whichever breakfast combination you're doing, the coffee is going to come after. If you like it with dairy, and the best dairy alternative right now, I don't want you having any kind of animal dairy. It will carry the hormones of that animal. Even though goat's milk and camel's milk are the ones that are closest to human milk. So in terms of how our bodies digest them, they're much easier on our digestion. Like you wouldn't need to get lactose-free goat's milk. Goat's milk is very, very close to human milk. Our body doesn't struggle, it doesn't strain, like it can process goat's milk and camel's milk much easier than cow's milk. That doesn't mean that you're not getting the hormones from the goat, the hormones from the camel, the hormones from the cow. And we've just seen, this is an incredible sign that your hormones are balanced already or balancing, right? So you put in all of this work, we don't want to go and undo it. So 1 cup of coffee, if you need to put something in it dairy-like, use oat, almond, or coconut. And make sure, if you can, that your coffee is not, like it's not Nescafe, okay? One, there's the boycott end. The other one is that any product that is a Nescafe product, the regular Nescafe Gold, the Nespresso machines, any of those are highly, highly processed coffees and caffeine, highly toxic. So you want to choose, if it's available to you, the highest quality coffee beans that you can find. Reem, I know you're not in Egypt, so this might be easier for you to do, especially if you make your coffee at home. Please try and find organic coffee beans. Make it at home, have your coffee at home. If you are not able to find organic coffee beans, or those of us here in Cairo, most of the coffee houses, with the exception of Starbucks, which even if there wasn't a boycott, it's some of the worst coffee ever, they have high quality coffee. Just whatever you do, none of the processed coffee that you buy in supermarkets. Number 1. Then you're going to choose your milk, oat, almond, or coconut. Again, you want to choose the highest quality. And if you're buying the ready-made ones, you want to make sure it doesn't have added sugar. You want to make sure they don't have added oils. Don't ask me why they put sunflower oil in almond milk and oat milk, but some brands do. So you want to check, no added sugars, no added oils, no carrageenan, which is an ingredient that is carcinogenic. If you can make your own almond milk, amazing, use that. If you can, here in Cairo, you can buy it fresh. I think Glow makes it. I think Lychee makes it. So if you don't want to make your own, those are just basically water and almonds. So super, super, very, very clean. After your breakfast, I would start with half a cup, so not a full cup, okay? Half a cup, little bit of the non-dairy milk, sweeten it with honey. Your best sweetener at any time is always going to be honey or maple syrup. Maple syrup, grade B or A. And don't do anything else different that day, because you want to be able to get the signal from your body as to how it's going to react to this coffee. Do you feel great afterwards? Does it make you feel jittery? Does it make you feel sleepy? Does it give you a headache? Does it give you diarrhea? Does it keep you up at night? Because remember that caffeine can stay in the body for some people between 12 and sometimes 20 hours. Everybody's a little bit different. So we want to avoid caffeine, especially after 12 noon. So you're going to have that 1 cup somewhere ideally between 9 and 12. Also because you want to be able to avoid that window of high cortisol. So your body naturally has higher levels of cortisol, naturally, not because you've done anything, but because the body knows that you need to wake up and you need that energy to start your day. So cortisol will peak around 8 or 9:30 for everybody. If you drink coffee at that time, you push that cortisol level higher than it wants to be, higher than it needs to be. So you end up with a raised cortisol level. So you want to avoid that window when cortisol peaks in the body, and you want to stop or have it by 12 o'clock so that you don't have caffeine in your body when it's time for bedtime. And then note all of this down, Reem, and see what happens after that 1 cup. All right? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Thanks, Dana.
Perfect. You're welcome.
So much.
Good. Next, Karen. Hang on, Shahinaz and Hiba. Karen, also, I'm so proud of myself. First time in my life, when we start the detox day 1, I follow it. No other food till now, today, only morning drinks, smoothie, green salad and veggies, broccoli, etc. Every time when I think about food, I think how good I feel, and I just want to feel it all the time, keeps me going. Amazing. Amazing. This is when you have shifted your mindset from this is something I'm only doing temporarily, or this is something, or this is really hard, or I feel deprived, or I can't wait to get off of this. Every time you remember why you're doing this, remind yourself always of why you are doing this, because your deeper reason, your big why, is what's going to carry you forward. It's not the short term. It's not the I need to get into this dress, the sort of the diet mentality, right? It's about long term. What is my big why? Karen, that is amazing, amazing. I'm sure just like me, everybody here is so happy for you. Sana, is there a blog or site that offers more eating recipes? Yes. Did I not share that on the group? A couple of sites. Tag me on the group, please, Sana, and I will share, of course. Is eating animal protein every night for dinner okay? It's okay if you feel okay. Remember, when we look at animal protein, fish, beef, chicken, turkey, seafood, and when we look at plant protein, full, beans, the whole legume family, those are the 2 that are, even though they won't necessarily make you sick unless you overeat them, they're not healing foods either. So it's these 2 categories of foods that once you've had your fruits and had your vegetables and you want to add in one or the other, this is the one that's going to be a little bit different for each one of you. Some of you are going to be perfectly fine having a piece of beef every single night. And you can do it for a month and the period stays the same and there's no symptoms and there's no night sweats and there's no dip in energy and there's no constipation. Perfect. Some of you will do that, like me, and night sweats will come back, hot flashes will come back, constipation will come back, face will start to look tired and dull. There is no way for you to actually know unless you actually try it for yourself and see. Theory is one thing, application is another, because of our bio-individuality. So when it comes to, grains, beans, legumes, fool, all of these things, and animal protein, these are the ones that can not work with us necessarily if we eat them every single day or if we overeat them. So these are the ones that will require your attention in order to see how it reacts with your body. Sana, how many dates can we eat per day? As many as you want. Dates are under the category of fruits, and you can eat as much fruits and vegetables and dates as you want. Shadeen, hi Dana, sorry for the long message. It's loud around me, no problem. I was waiting for my period to evaluate because it's my biggest pain point. Yes, got my period after we finished the 21 days. It was really good the first day, and then I got slightly better, but the same pain. There is still huge progress. I'm down from 7+ shots to 2 shots. Amazing. And 1 cataflam. Amazing. When I got the pain, I felt super demotivated And the next day I consciously made a decision to eat dead, dry, dumb foods, and my body reacted right away. Stomach really hurt and I got hormonal jaw acne. I do get mild headaches, here and there too. I understand it's a journey and I use these slips to learn and tune in. Exactly. Overall, I slipped a few times. Okay, I'm just gonna insert something here before I get to the rest of this. Anybody who says I slipped, I messed up, whatever it is, you didn't slip and you didn't mess up, because it's exactly how she said, it's a journey, right? We call it failing forward. It's something that you are learning, right? You don't actually fail. You are either learning something or you are understanding yourself better. So there's never, it's not a mistake. It happened for a reason so that you can get to another level of learning. I usually slip to learn and tune in. Overall, I slipped a few times, but I just come right back to my normal eating plan. Exactly. My lemon celery smoothie are sacred. I love preparing them and love having them. I will have dates and veggies for lunch and dinner daily and salmon every other day. I think my body still needs more healing. It's been to hell and back, and it wouldn't make sense that I will heal right away. Of course not. So I'm just planning on joining another round soon. I can't go back to eating like before, even if I wanted to. Yes, I'm 100% conscious of what I eat and trying to find my blueprint, hoping the ashwagandha and magnesium pills will also help. I mean, yes, 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 yes to all of this. When it comes to period pains, these will take and can take several months. You're down from, 7 shots to 2 shots. That already tells you, where this is headed. I used to take 40 pills a month for my ovulation pills. It took me a year to go from 40 to 0. So it took me 12 periods, 12 cycles to go from 40 pills every month. I used to take them over 4 days to 0 pills. So as long as you're going up in terms of improvement, maybe it's a little bit up and down, but it's going up, the trajectory is still going up. You know that even with your slip-ups, even with whatever it is, you can't do it wrong. You're doing it right. You're doing exactly what we said, which is a few steps forward, 1 step backward. A few steps forward, 1 step backward. That's how healing works. So you're definitely on the right track. Amazing. Sandra, can we use chia seed and flax seed in our smoothie in the morning? Yes, you can. Another thing to experiment with, right? Because chia seeds and flax seeds might have, for some of you, too much estrogen. They might raise estrogen levels. That's one thing. They're also there's a seed, so they're grains. They're also a source of fat, which we try to avoid in the morning. But there's worse things that you can have in the morning than flax seeds and chia seeds. So experiment, just like everything else. I wouldn't put them both together at the same time. Do one for a few weeks and then another one for a few weeks and see how your body reacts to them. Karen, is magnesium spray better or pills? I order black load. It depends on what you need it for. Topically, it works best for if you want to sleep at night, you put it on the bottoms of your feet, helps you relax and sleep very quickly. If you have muscle pain, if you have joint pain, achy muscles, achy anything, that would be the magnesium spray because that works right away. The magnesium tablets are going to work more systemically. So they're going to help to relax you. They're going to help to, if there's any tightness inside. So if you have period cramps, that's a lack of magnesium. If you have high blood pressure, that's a lack of magnesium. If you have constant headaches, that's a lack of magnesium. If you have any kind of tension in your body, that would be the pill versus the spray. And you can definitely always do both. That's not a problem. All right, Shahinez, go ahead.
Hi, Dana.
No.
I think you've covered most of my questions. Hi, everyone. I kept telling myself that I have 3 months ahead of me, so I can get used to or 90 days, so I get used to a new habit, which eating healthy. And so So we'll see. Yeah. I wanted to ask about the seeds. I used to eat salads with the cottage cheese and chia seeds and flax seeds and sunflower seeds. So we'll cottage cheese. So we'll try the flax seeds, as you said, one by one.
Yeah.
I usually snack fruits. I prefer fruits. Maybe they have sugar. I snack on fruits and nuts.
Okay.
So I discovered that animal proteins are not good for me, but I take them anyway. I eat them because I want to try, and I feel that I need protein.
Why do you feel that they're not good for you? What proof of that did you have?
I get constipated. I
Okay.
feel
Mm.
comfortable. It was the best time during the detox, only fruits and vegetables. I felt clean.
Yeah.
It was always during the detox with you. So it's okay. I take it once a day.
Is it any kind of animal protein? Beef, chicken, fish?
I don't eat beef. I don't like beef, but sometimes I eat it when I have fish. I usually eat chicken and fish.
Okay.
I prefer fish. Fish is much better for me. Fish, salmon.
And that gives you constipation, the fish or
no, are better.
Okay.
Fish
Okay,
is better.
good. Okay,
so wherever I go, I prefer fish.
Okay, wonderful. Fish. Okay, but the chicken does.
Yes, chicken and eggs, of course. I knew that a long time ago, and beef.
Okay.
So my question.
Let me just tell you that makes sense. That makes sense, right? Because beef, sort of the order of how difficult they are to digest is beef, chicken, fish, and seafood, right? And the harder it is for your body to digest something, the higher the chances are that you will be constipated. So it makes perfect sense that, and you know, this happens to many people, happens to me, that beef will constipate you, chicken will constipate you. So but here's the thing, I don't know how often you're having them, but if you're constantly having something that constipates you, beef or chicken or anything else, right? This goes for everybody. If you constantly are finding a pattern that there's something that keeps, when you have it, the next day you're constipated, this is, I mean, that's not something you want to keep in regular rotation, because every time you're backed up, okay, with constipation, remember that constipation basically, I mean, you eliminate everything through your poop, including used up hormones, including toxins and pathogens that have been cleared from your digestive system. So if your body has done a clearing process, but then it gets stuck in the constipation, it's not being eliminated, all of that toxicity and all of the hormones that have been filtered through your liver, mainly the estrogen that's been used up, progesterone, cortisol, all of that, and it gets stuck and is not eliminated from your body, it's going to recirculate back in your system. And it's not going to be the fresh cortisol or the fresh estrogen, it's going to be the used up one. So even though you're saying it's okay, I'm just going to keep doing it anyway, be conscious of that. Like, how many times are you getting constipated? A week or a month? Okay, like a one-off time constipated is okay. Remember that actually we need to be using the bathroom. Like if you're only pooping once, we kind of consider that constipated already, once a day. Ideally, you want to be pooping 2 to 3 times a day. So if you get constipated where it's one or less, then this is going to get in the way of your healing, because it's going to trap all of those toxins that are not being able to be eliminated. So it's not just that the animal protein is always just giving me constipation. You need to be aware now of what are the consequences of chronic constipation.
So it's not okay. I have to choose. Yeah,
yes.
It's not okay to let go.
Yes. Okay. But I just making sure that you understand that it's not just, oh, it's okay, you know, it constipates me, but it's not a big symptom, right? Like, it's not like I get a night sweat, or it's not like I can't sleep. I just get a little bit constipated and it passes. I want you to be conscious, all of you, that when you're constipated, this is trapped toxicity, trapped things that are supposed to be eliminated and they're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't feel comfortable as well.
Yes.
I don't feel comfortable. Yeah. So my question is,
Yes.
how to deal during gatherings? The other day I ate. I took my lunch early. I took my salad and my soup.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be hungry. I don't want to be hungry during the mealtime. But even though I took a dessert, I tried some of the food. So, and it happened several days after.
Yeah.
So what are the techniques that we should do in these occasions?
First thing you're going to do
my
is
question
not,
from your point of view.
You're not going to feel bad about it, right? Like, how many, because you explained it. You said you had family over. It was just 4 days. Like, we don't live in bubbles. Like, unless we're all going to lock ourselves up, you know, and live in bubbles and never socialize again. This is part of your life. So it's not about never, you know, where did she go? Sanat also had an issue with, like, similar issue. She had her mother over and she was eating things that, you know, right now she understands are not optimally healthy. But there are times for you to be focusing on your physical health, right? Just in general, as you move through life, okay? Keep this in mind. There's going to be times when the focus is really on physical healing. So you make sure that you're just flooding your body with all the incredibly healing foods. There's going to be times in your life where the focus is on emotional healing. So the eating might take a little bit of a back seat for a little bit, right? While you focus on healing yourself emotionally or healing yourself mentally. There might be times when it's about being social, right? And that might not mean eating fruits and vegetables, but it's about feeding that part of your soul, right? Remember the 12 parts of your life, of which relationships is a really, really important one. Social life is a really, really important one. There might be times when it's about feeding that part of your soul. So this is where you want to become mindful as we get into that, right? And this is what you're doing now. You are becoming mindful right now because you're prepping for your social outing. You're doing all the steps. So you've also buffered yourself. So whatever potential negative effects there are of the social outing, you've buffered them already. It's not like, you know, it was like the whole day you were eating the foods that are not optimally healthy. And even if it was the whole day, right? That's not you anymore. That's not your normal anymore, right? That's not your.
I have the awareness now.
Right? You have
I have the awareness. Yeah.
It's not your day-to-day habit anymore. It's an exception. And an exception that is feeding another very important part of you. Remember that we said these are primary foods, right? Your relationships and your social life and socializing and the people in your lives and just how you go about life. We consider that primary food. And everything else that you put in just eat is secondary to that. So in the moments where you are feeding your soul by being around people that you love, by enjoying these moments, you need to look at the bigger picture. Like if you take the year, you look at 365 days of your year, right? And if you add them up, let's say you get really technical, right? And you have a great memory, or you've kept your diary for the food diary for 365 days, and you look back on it, and you're like, right, I had these 4 days here, but they were actually just 4 meals. Also, 4 meals, not 4 days. And then I had this trip. I went to see my boys in Canada. Okay, so that was like 14 days. And then I had another little trip here. And then I had a few days in Ramadan. And then I had Eid. I promise you, out of 365 days, 3 meals per day, somebody do the math. That's like 9,000 meals a year, right? And you actually calculate how many meals were not optimally healthy, it's going to be minuscule compared to how many healthy meals you've had. It's like a drop in the ocean compared to all the fruits and all the salads and all the healing foods that you're having. So allow yourself to do this. You need to have the mindfulness, you need to have the flexibility, and know that you are making a conscious decision every single time you're going, whatever that decision happens to be. So there's no guilt and there's no shame. As long as, I mean, nobody gets healthy eating one salad or two salads or even 10 salads. And nobody also gets sick eating 10 burgers. It's what you're doing every single day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Then, oh, okay, so I had a breakfast out with some friends. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast. Oh, I had dinner out with my family. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Oh, I went on a 2-day trip. As long as you know how to get back to your baseline, and also keep in mind that had you had these 4 days with your family and you weren't detoxing or healing, the experience in your body would be very different than the body that you went into, right? You came into these 4 days with a healing body. You didn't go into those 4 days with a highly inflamed body, inflammatory issues all over, you know, gluten and sugar and processed foods and oils where it was just an added load. No, you went in there with a much stronger system, a healing system, a system that's learning how to heal and how to adapt.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Dana. Thanks to
Does
you.
that make sense to you?
Yeah, and I want to thank you because you're the one who advised me to always be prepared. I have salad in my fridge. Prepare my food anytime I have an emotional eating or tired or anything. I can open the fridge and find whatever I need, even if I don't choose it. But at least I can see it here. I don't have an excuse. Okay.
By
So
being
thank you, Dana.
prepared, by having those options, by removing, you know, the chocolate stash, and by giving yourself the option of other foods when you need them, that's the first step in the reprogramming, right? It doesn't mean you're going to override the emotional need per se. It doesn't mean that you're going to solve all your emotional eating necessarily. It means that you're taking a very necessary step, which is the awareness, which nobody ever had before, right? And give yourself, because there's no finish line with this, ladies. We're not trying to get to a finish line where you have to figure it all out and you have to be all healed by a certain date and it has to be done. There is no finish line. It's ongoing. It's long, God willing, right? Your whole life where you're going to be learning and unlearning and tweaking and figuring it out. And maybe the next time you have family over for 4 days, you're not going to have any dessert and you're going to have just as much fun.
Inshallah.
Yourself open to whatever possibilities there are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hiba, go ahead.
Hi, Anna. Hi, all.
Hello.
Miss you really so much.
Miss you too.
To give me the boost, you know.
Yes.
Okay. I won't waste your time. First of all, I did. Thank you. Okay. First of all, I did the 9 plan eating twice.
Okay.
And I did the hybrid in between them once.
Okay.
Now I'm on the clean eating. Is it okay now to stick to the clean eating plan, or should I? Although I have still some symptoms that did not disappear, but I have to tell you what really was had. That this clean, I mean the 9 plan, the detox all over, it had very positive impact on my body, lots of changes. I really appreciate. I told you before about my nasal drops. My period, this is the 2nd cycle for me since I started. Now it's much more, I'm still bleeding, but it's much more less than before. It's okay, I mean, I don't have this mood swings before it, 1 week before the period. I'm very nervous, angry. I didn't have it at all. This cycle,
Amazing.
the second cycle, especially the second cycle.
Amazing.
Hot flushes and night sweats, they became yani, very little, much less than before. Maybe once a day. It was all the day. I used to have them all the day.
Okay.
No, now I can. Some days I even passed and I didn't have them. What else? But 2 days ago, I had this soreness in my left kidney, around my left kidney, and it was very strong pain. It was very painful. That I had to take a painkiller.
Okay.
Is it still because of I'm still healing, my body still, is it also a withdrawal symptom? The kidney issue, I mean. And
Yes.
this take me to the other question. Should I stick to the clean eating, or should I repeat the 9 days detox?
So at this point, I would say clean eating, I mean, all the levels are going to be healing. Remember, the only difference is the speed. So whichever the 9 day is the deepest and the fastest. Clean eating is the slowest, sort of a steady kind of pace. So, and the hybrid is in the middle. It's not too fast and it's not too slow. So how, and this is what I always say when I say, you know, sort of, you know, listen to your body. If you're feeling a little bit bored, but this goes to everybody, then
Yes.
and you haven't gone into clean eating yet, where there's a little bit, there's more variety, then I would say go to clean eating instead of dropping everything. So clean eating is always the one you go to when you want a little bit of a psychological break, right? Where you're still healing your body, but you have variety, where also you don't necessarily have to stick with my recipes. You can look up, like I'm going to share with you when Sanat tags me, you can look up other clean eating recipes, right? You can start to get creative on your own. And you might find that the healing continues. The symptoms continue to subside and reverse and disappear. So it could be that you just needed to give your body that initial push with the 9 days a couple times and hybrid. And now your body, that's it. You cleared a big layer and your body can be perfectly happy, sustaining healing using clean eating only.
I also have been super, as Sally said, when I eat anything, immediately I feel anything but heaviness, headaches, sometimes some this sweats at once. I tried this. I experienced I ate once a bite of chocolate. I had the sweat. The protein, I ate protein 2 days on a row, and I had that sweat and that heavy in my brain, you know. So this sensitivity.
Was that instant, or was it like the night sweat was at night that evening?
No, the night sweat after the protein.
You're cutting up.
Now you can hear me?
I can hear you.
No.
So my question is, were those reactions instant, or like you had the meal, you had the foods during the day?
Sometimes was instant, and sometimes no, afterwards, 2 or 3 hours after eating.
Okay. Okay. So this is really important information for you. This is a sign of a very weak liver still. Okay. Because especially when it comes to night sweats and hot flashes and things like that, hot flashes, maybe they can happen almost any time, but night sweats typically happen at night only. Okay, between maybe 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. And the reason they happen is because
no, I have them. No, I have them during the day.
Yeah. So
I always have them during the.
So your liver is so usually what happens is our livers regenerate at night. And when a liver is overheated from something it can't process, from inflammatory foods, from being overloaded, that heat, it tries to get rid of that heat while it's regenerating at night. And that's why we feel it as a night sweat. That's a hot liver trying to get rid of it's overheating and it's trying to cool off at night. So the fact that your liver is doing that during the day, and I'm not saying this to worry you, and don't get worried. It just means that really your liver is I don't want to say doubly overloaded, could be more than that, but is incredibly overloaded that it needs to try and offload the heat outside of the hours when it's trying to regenerate. Okay, so just keep track of this. Is really important because this might be something you might not keep track of and you might forget, but it's really important to keep in track of, as in your food diary, like every single day when it happens, make a note of it, because I don't want you to miss that it's not actually going away, sort of overestimate the healing or underestimate the healing. So I want you to keep track of that, because this for you is basically what will determine should you continue, like go ahead into clean eating, but it will determine for you, will clean eating alone be sufficient or not? Or you'll have to go back to the 9 days. Yeah.
Okay. I have another question. When should I ashwagandha and spirulina? What's the perfect time taking, and how to take it?
Perfect time is with your
The
smoothie.
spirulina,
Yeah.
ashwagandha.
Yeah, any of those, you put them, when they're in powder form, you put them in your smoothie so that you just consume them with your smoothie. Remember, you're just gonna, spirulina you can add at the same time to maca or ashwagandha. That's not a problem, but you just don't want to add the adaptogens more than one at a time.
Okay. And the number of the meals, do I have to stick to all the number of the meals, to all, and the portions also?
Portions by now, you should all have sort of gauged out of the prescription that you had, what works for you. Like it's just right, the amount of food that was there, or was too much. I don't think it was too little for anyone. So by now you should have gauged the portion that works for you, right? And you want to give yourself 20 minutes to eat, because that's the minimum amount of time that you need so that the signals between your brain and your digestive system are synced up. So whatever it is you are, when you feel full, whatever you've eaten after 20 minutes, that's the best portion for you. I would just say, don't go more than 2 hours. Doesn't have to be a meal, but don't go more than 2 hours, because we don't want to, also for you, especially for your liver, we don't want to have any kind of raised cortisol. So every 2 hours, just have a date or have an apple, something small, talking a meal.
Okay. Question, I'm eating a lot of dates.
That's fine.
About 4 kilograms. But I stopped. This was in the first 20 days. So the reason I'm not losing more weight, is it because I'm eating a lot I eat a lot.
No, right now, okay, you're right now, with what you've just told me about your liver, weight loss is not going to happen. Has nothing to do with the dates. With what you've told me about your liver right now, weight loss starts in the liver. If your liver is so consumed with being overburdened, just pretend weight loss is not an issue right now at all. Put it aside, because the body will always prioritize healing first. And if your liver is overheating during the day, the way that you're describing, weight loss is not a priority for your body, and don't frustrate yourself, right? Don't frustrate yourself with it, okay? Because there's so much that has to happen first in your body before the body is going to even think about, like, weight loss is just like irrelevant. There's a whole laundry list right there that the body needs to prioritize for you, because your body realizes that it's There's, you know, like, there's, you know, red flags everywhere for your body right now that it needs to deal with before it can think of weight loss.
Okay, last thing, what should I eat before?
Hiba, say that again, please. What, I didn't hear except what should I eat before?
Sorry, I can't hear you, Dana.
I didn't hear anything you said. Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, what to eat before and after workout?
If you're working out first thing in the morning, you can go work out on an empty stomach. No problem at all.
Oh.
I do that. I go to my walk now, my new treadmill walk without anything, come back, do the rest of my workout at home, and then I have breakfast. This is the easiest thing. And then if obviously if you do it first thing in the morning, then you come home and have your breakfast, lemon water, fruit salad, smoothie, whatever it is. If you're doing it later in the day, you just want to make sure that you're not having something heavy. Like you don't want to have like your main meal, if your main meal is lunch and veggies, the protein and veggies, you need to wait at least 2 or 3 hours before you go work out if you've had that kind of a meal. And then if you just want a snack before your workout, then you have some dates, have some bananas to give you a boost of energy. After your workout, it usually works out best that you plan your workout before a meal that you're going to have anyway. That's usually the best way to do it.
And after working out?
You don't need to have anything after your workout. If there isn't a meal already happening, you're not timing it so that there's like it's right before lunch or right before dinner or right before breakfast, you don't necessarily have to have anything after your workout. If you're feeling hungry, you're feeling a little, you know, like you want a snack, have a fruit salad, have a banana, have some dates, but you don't actually have to have anything unless you're feeling hungry.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, ladies, I'm being mindful of the time. Noher, we all have the same issue about eating during socializing. Did what I said, Noher, did that help you to put that into perspective? Karen, I'm giving all the time myself right now. I will take all this year. I think, yes, give yourself all the time, right? Give yourself as much time as you need. Karen, I understand correctly, you should have some snack or meal every 2 hours. Yes. So, you know, if you have, you know, your breakfast and you're done with your breakfast at 8 o'clock and your lunch is not till 1 p.m., then around 10:30, you want to have a little bit of a fruit salad. You want to have an apple. You want to have a banana. You want to have some dates. And last meal, 7 or 8. I would say 6 or 7, Karen. So 8 is a little bit too late. Make your last meals between 5 and 7 p.m. Noher, yes, sure. Amazing. All right, ladies, thank you so much to all of you for your great questions. Sandra, is that you needing to ask me something?
Hi, Dana. Just a quick question.
Go
Here's
ahead.
Heba.
Hi, Hiba.
Do you recommend any food that is healing if I'm healing emotionally or mentally? I passed through several incidents last 2 weeks. So I got a breakup and my grandma passed away. So like all of the, you know, the situation, like emotions are in the air.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's very difficult to stick, you know, to repeat the detox and so on. Like it's really challenging.
I know.
I'm being mindful,
Mhm.
but still, I mean, sometimes I just can't. So
This-
I return back to my cup of cappuccino, for example. I just wanted to have a me time with, you know, maybe journaling my emotions and so on. But I'm asking specifically, are there any food that can heal accumulated emotions maybe, or
So here's the perfect example where it's not about physical healing right now, right? So Hiba she doesn't need to be focusing on fixing her physical body. Her emotional state and her mental state are what need her attention right now. All right. So, I mean, when going through something like traumatic or going through something like grief, I mean, I know a grandmother is I don't know how close you were, and grief is grief, but I know for myself, when I was going through grief, I did not think at all of what I was eating. I couldn't. It was hard enough just to, it's just hard. Like, it's just hard. The last thing I wanted to do was think about my food. But to answer your question, are there healing foods? Yeah, every single food ever, whether it's natural, occurring in nature, or produced in a factory, every single food has an energetic component to it, right? There's an energy to it, everything, right? So the things that are the things that will give you energy and things that are high vibrational foods are always going to be the ones that come straight from nature. And the farther you get away from nature, the lower the vibrational energy of the foods, the more we call them dry. There's a reason why we call them dry, dead, and dumb, right? They're very, very low vibrational. They will bring your own, even if you're not going through something traumatic, even if you're not grieving, when you eat these incredibly low vibrational foods, it will bring your mood down. And that's why so many people, as soon as they just get rid of these foods, they feel so much better, because they've gotten rid of this low energy, which is depleting. And when you eat these low energy foods, they also affect the body's ability to produce serotonin, which is your happy hormone, which is produced in your digestive system, not in your brain. 95% of it is produced in your digestive system. And if the digestive system is imbalanced from these low energy, low vibrational inflammatory foods, it can't produce serotonin to help you be in a good mood, no matter how much you try to will yourself to be in a good mood. So healing foods are always going to be the foods that are high vibrational foods, high energy foods, the foods that help heal your gut so that the gut can produce serotonin. So it's all the foods, whether you choose 9 days, hybrid, or clean eating, it's going to be all the fruits and vegetables in those plants. Question is, though, are you ready to, because it takes a certain amount of brain power when you have gone through something difficult and something traumatic to actually take the step to do that. So maybe just be a little bit more kind with yourself if that's what you would need to be doing right now. Maybe what you just need to be doing is not to be feeling okay for a while. Like, we try sometimes to either ignore our feelings that we don't want to feel or suppress them, but actually what's needed the most is to just sit through them. So if you need to grieve, if you need to cry, if you need to scream, if you need to, whatever it is you need to do, process those feelings. And then when you get a little bit of clarity, maybe in a few more weeks, then I would say concentrate on the food. And the food, give it a week, give it 10 days, and you'll see the effect of that. But emotional healing, like you've only been 2 weeks into, something very, very difficult, plus a death. I would not be able to think about food if I was in your place. So I just want you to be very honest with yourself. Like, it feels like the right thing to do, to eat, to heal when you've gone through something like this, but it might not be the right thing to do for you right now.
Yeah, very true, because honestly, I don't have the mental capacity for it.
Yeah. I mean, we know, like, in theory, right? Like, philosophically, we understand, but that doesn't change the fact that there's actually a situation right now that is brand new to you and is hurtful and is sad, and it needs you to figure that out first, and then you have the tools. You'll be able to bring those in when you feel ready to.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, ladies.
what I was saying is the going to the bathroom every like more than once a day. Like what I was saying is actually I go every 2 days or every other day. So that's the magnesium again.
So that could be the magnesium, that could be stagnant liver, that could be a number of things. Sandra, why don't you email me, message me, so I can tell you what to do about that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sally,
And I just wanted to ask you, can I have a Panadol?
for your headache right now?
Yeah.
Have you tried the oils?
Yeah, they're always effective, but today because I got it again, I feel a bit restless. I was thinking of a Panadol. Would it spoil the process or?
I mean, okay, first of all, here's the thing. It's not my place to tell you. Like if you want to take something, you get to take it. You don't need my permission. But here's the thing. Medication, especially over-the-counter medication, is quite toxic. A lot more toxic than we have ever been led to believe or understand. We just think, oh, Panadol, oh, Tylenol, oh, this, oh, that. Incredibly toxic. So my recommendation is always, if it's unbearable, right? There's no need to suffer. So, I mean, the medication has a time and a place. If it's unbearable, then by all means. If it's something you know you've taken oils for before and they've worked, then stick with the natural route.
Okay, I'll stick with the natural. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hiba, is that you needing to ask something else, or you just forgot your hand up?
Sorry, Dana, I forgot.
No problem. All right, ladies, thank you for a wonderful, wonderful session. I can't tell you how happy I am for all of you who are starting to feel the difference and starting to see evidence, really, because that's what it is, evidence of healing. Like it takes time. Like healing is, for so much of it, it's silent, right? The same way that inflammation works really silently, and then all of a sudden something is wrong with you and you don't understand why. Healing works the same way. It's just silent, and then all of a sudden you have an amazing period and there's no pain and you feel great. And, so I'm so happy for all of you because you deserve this. You have put in the work in order to get to the point where you're at today. So hats off to all of you for prioritizing yourself and for taking care of yourself and for trusting your body and trusting yourself and trusting the process and, not losing faith and understanding that this takes time. You are going to reap the amazing benefits of all of this. So with that, I'm going to wrap up. I really appreciate you all being with me much later than anticipated. We have a call in 2 weeks, which is our call on mindfulness, and another Q&A call like this one, and then our final bonus call, congratulatory call. All of you should have gotten an email to join the Ramadan detox. If you so wish, you don't have to join the Ramadan detox group if you don't want to. Those of you who don't celebrate Ramadan, you will still get the meal plans. So maybe if you want a variety of recipes, there's a different meal plan for that, so that you can just take the recipes and enjoy those. And definitely, if you want to be on the group, then request access in the email that you got. We won't get active on that group until March, another 3 weeks. So don't worry about that. But it's all set up for you there if you want it. All right, ladies, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you in a couple of weeks, inshallah. Good night.
Thank you so much.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.